They're rude.
They're rude. They're slackers.
They dress unprofessionally, and they don't respect their elders.
Rude, slackers, that's not you. Unfortunately, it is. They're talking about you in your seat. No matter what generation you belong to, when you entered the workforce, this is what your parents' generation was saying about you. This is not a new thing that the generation older than us thinks that the generation we're in is rude and disloyal. So if it's nothing new, why do we care? What's so important about this now? Well, let's go to the statistics. Let's take a deeper look. Studies show that over the next 10 years, there will be 22 million more jobs, but only 17 million people will enter the workforce. There will be, for every 2 executives that retire in the next 5 years, only 1 eligible candidate to fill those roles. And already, if you survey people, 43% of the workforce will say that their boss is already noticeably younger than them.
Hi, I'm Liotta, and in the next 5 minutes, you're going to see a snapshot of how you can become more generationally savvy. That means knowing what makes each generation tick and what ticks them off. I can help you avoid generational pitfalls that directly relate to high turnover, decreased productivity, and low employee satisfaction. And by the way, if you're a boomer boss, this information can help make your job much easier. When Xers and millennials know what's important to you and how to get ahead, watch their performance soar.
It is no longer sufficient to have one message that you think will cover all the generations. To be successful in business today, you need to be asking, what does that generation value? And am I demonstrating in my messaging that I respect that value? Am I demonstrating that I address that value? Each generation sees feedback very differently. They see what they need from folks very differently. Our traditionalists feel that no news is good news. Military background. My father always said, if I'm not yelling, you're not in trouble. Our boomers thought that wasn't quite enough. Can't tell how I'm doing with my peers if there's just no news. So they thought it was a huge win when they instituted the annual review, a formal, structured time once a year where you sat down and you had documents and stats and data to back it up. So they said once a year with lots of documentation. Xers, it's not quite enough for them. They are a little bit uncertain of themselves in their careers, and they're constantly, well, a little neurotic and looking for feedback. How am I doing? So they go to their boomer boss and frankly drive them nuts by saying, how did I do in that meeting? You know, the one I just presented in, how did I do? Excuse me, I'm just sorry to interrupt, but how am I doing? And the boomer bosses are saying, I need some time to gather my thoughts and write it down and do it in a very structured and formal environment. And the Xers are saying, no, off the hip, on the fly, I'm good with that. Just be straight with me, be honest. Well, in come our millennials that are not saying that. Our millennials want constant feedback, push of a button, ring of a bell. They grew up with video games that were constantly going bing, 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 saying, good job, you won, you're a rock star. And on top of that, they had boomer parents, our first generation of the pop psychology, who said, I'm okay, you're okay. I'm just so proud of you for trying. Not even getting the job done, just trying. So they're expecting positive, constant kudos and feedback. And frankly, if they're not getting it, they think you don't like them. And if they think you don't like them, guess what? They're going to leave because they want to have that positive and constant feedback. We're going to start off with just a quick snapshot. Oh, that's not the right snapshot. How'd that get in there? I am the youngest girl of 19 children. So yes, that is me right on mom's lap, the little chub there. People often say, Anna, how did you get into generational leadership and marketing? And I say, I came by it quite organically.
Yes, you heard that right. I am one of 19 children. We were the Brady Bunch on steroids. The insights and solutions that I share with you are not theory to me. I got an advanced degree in multi-generational communication and conflict the hard way. I lived it. Thank you for watching my demo. For more information on how you can bring me to your next conference or company meeting, visit my website, resultants.com. In 1 hour or less, you can become generationally savvy. And you don't have to have 18 brothers and sisters, though it helps.